What's going on, Edda Street T, man? We back with another video. So y'all see what we got in the background, man. We got a bunch of V's lined up in the back. But we ain't talking about just them V's. We talking about Cadillac as a whole. We talking about Cadillac as a brand. If you go back to 2009, Cadillac gave us what will be considered the most legendary and iconic trio that we have ever seen and may never see again. Cadillac gave us the CTS V2 in 3 different forms. Man, they gave us the coupe, the station wagon, and the sedan. You can't beat that. This was the peak of Cadillac right here. This was Cadillac's peak. In fact, the V2 carried General Motors, took GM to the next place. Cadillac went out here and whooped Mercedes, BMW, Audi. They whooped everybody's ass. The V2 was a monster. It was nothing to play with. The V2 coupe was on par with the C6 Corvettes. Yes, the V2 station wagon was whooping up on the E63 wagon, all that, man. We already know the V2 sedan dethroned the BMW M5, the Audi, you know what I'm saying, the AMG Benz, all that. But what if I tell y'all, Cadillac gave us another trio, but it was in the form of an SUV. This is the 2007 Escalade Trio. So yes, way before the CTS V2 Trio, we had the Escalade Trio. And yes, these ran from 2007 all the way to 2014. They came with the L82 and the L84. So with the Escalade, you get the standard Escalade, you get the big body ESV, and you get the EXT, which is basically the Chevy Avalanche's rich uncle. Now with the Escalade Trio, it was 2 versions. Yes, you had the 07 through 08 version, and then you had the 09 through 14 version. So the 2007 and 2008 version will give you the L92, which is basically a detuned LS3. It did not have DOD, it didn't have flex fuel, it didn't have AMF. That's the one you want, or 403 horsepower. Only came in the 07 through 08 version. Now, the later model Escalades gave you the L94. Now, that one had DOD, AMF, VVT, flex fuel. They were a nightmare. Pain in the ass, electrical issues all over, engine failure, lifters going out, collapsing, everything. Oil pumps, everything. Suspension issues. So, yes, if you do want to Escalade, the 07 through 08 is your best option. I got some more Cadillac energy for y'all, man. Big Cadillac energy. So, good news and bad news. The good news is the Cadillac CT6 will live on. The bad news is it will not be sold in America. So, if you go to the powertrain, engine options is a turbo 2-liter I4, or 3.6-liter V6, and a twin turbo Cadillac V8 engine. Now, Cadillac only has 1 twin turbo engine in their inventory. That would be the twin turbo Blackwing engine itself. The last time we seen this engine was in the Gen 1 CT6V. So if this engine is going in the Gen 2 CT6V, that could possibly mean that General Motors plan on making a CT6V. Now, if we go back to the Gen 1 CT6V, remember, this came right after the V3 was discontinued in 2019. So this was the official replacement for the V3. It also had the twin turbo Blackwing V8 engine pushing out 550 horsepower and 640 torque. Now the CT6 itself was a level ahead of the V3. Like the CT6 was more of an ultra luxury sedan. You can kind of say the CT6 was Cadillac's Rolls Royce at this time, with the 2025 CT6V being far more advanced and more luxurious than this version ever could be. So yeah, man, 2025, GM is bringing back the CT6. But the sad part about all this is this car will not be available in America. So once again, General Motors dropped the ball.